You may attack the elbow, but the shoulder might break. You might attack the shoulder, but the elbow might go. And the reason for that is every human body is a little different. So you're doing a technique that in the dojo, the person's tapping out because it hurts the elbow. Then you do that technique for real, and the guy's shoulder dislocates. You're like, wait a second, that's not the way I feel it, right? So don't assume something's going to break where it's going to break, because you just don't know, right? So he comes up and he's got me here, right? So again, how do I try to avoid it? I try to avoid it by going up, right, to relieve that pressure, right? So as he comes up, I'm going to do the same thing, right? So he already knows he's got nothing now. He can push all day long. And Woody's a strong guy, but he's got nothing.
No, I'm ready to get back. Yeah.
He goes back, right? So if he comes up faster, right, then I just do that, right? And again, it's the same action, but now I'm going to let you do that. Okay? But watch. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm doing this. Look. Okay? Yeah, the shoulder involved. The shoulder's moving. The shoulder's doing something. But you can also be the arm.
Shoulders moving forward?
You feel it. Feel it and see which way it works. So again, you know,
back and inward.
My shoulders are pretty strong, right? Okay. So maybe I have to move my shoulder one way, but maybe you have to move your shoulder a little bit different. So I don't know that there is exactly one way. So that's why you got to feel it and play with it a little bit. Right?
Is something happening in your pelvis too?
Well, there's always something happening, but I can do it with nothing happening. So he can do the arm bar, and it's already in him. I'm standing on one foot. Okay? Am I creating a rod? I'm always creating a rod. But the rod moves. So if I'm here, right, and he goes to do it fast, right, the rod's here, right? So stances are to train the legs. Stances don't exist in a fight. Anybody that thinks stances exist in a fight has never been in a fight. Okay, so stances don't exist. Master Chen will tell you 100%. When you're fighting, you're moving. There's no stance. Right? And he'll also say there's not necessarily a lot of Taiji in a fight. There's not necessarily a lot of Baji in a fight. There's not necessarily a lot of karate in a fight. Right? Because in a fight, it's about you surviving and defeating the guy that's trying to do you serious harm. However you do that is great. So when we're training, right, I got to be honest, when I'm doing stuff like this, I don't pay too much attention to my feet. Because in my head, I'm starting to think this is more real, right? But you can get into your normal front-leaning stance if you want to try deep. But the problem is deep. It's going to be kind of hard for him. Now he's got to get deep, right? So I just said I stand natural. I kind of stand like natural, right? And I let him do whatever he wants to do. So he's got me, right? Okay. So again, as he does this, right? So go ahead. Now this is a good one. I just did it. Now he's got nothing. Now he can push all day long, and I can just hang out here. He's got no power.
Come on, Woody.
His power's been eliminated. Right. Now eventually, he would try to learn to adjust to that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the give and take in real push-ins, not wrestling push-ins. Okay. This is why all the time, like talk with Jimmy stuff. Like when I do, and the guys know here, right? I let them put me in terrible positions. And can I get out? Right? And sometimes I can't. And I'm like, okay, well, all right, I got to figure it out. I got to figure out how I can, So that's one thing. So this is a terrible position. This is about as bad as it gets. You're going to get your arm broke, your shoulder broke, right? Okay, so can you get out of it? All right. So let's try this one. So all we're going to do is, as he comes up, it's going to be the same thing. He's going to get to a point, like this is good, right? He's got me. I feel a little bit of pain, but not too much. And all I'm going to do is do that. I'm just going to create this stretch. But if you watch here, you'll see no other part of my body moves. I create a stretch from here. If I did it 100%, it would go from here and it would be to here, similar to pulling a bow and arrow. So the line goes from hand to here, and I pull off the hand.
Back here, I see your shoulder.
Yeah,
go like that.
Yeah. So my shoulder moves into the line. This shoulder pulls into the line. So when you have me and you go to do it, I do that, right? Now I use the rear shoulder a lot. Now you really feel nothing, right? Before I wasn't using the rear shoulder. I was just using them from here forward. Okay. So try this one again slow. Don't get happy.